Hey, we got it. Hey, everyone.
Welcome to the
Welcome.
most
Unprofessional, but we're
unprofessional
professional today
podcast on YouTube.
because our
Hashtag
main
YouTube.
host, our main host, Space Ghost, is out of commission for today. So we're taking over the show. Of course, I know you would rather see us than him anyway. So welcome. So just to give you a lineup of our show, if you haven't seen the movie, we spoil it for you. So our movie for this weekend was Space Jam. And that is
the new legacy. The
new legacy Space Jam, starring the king himself, Lebron James. Yes. So should I start off with it first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so if you remember from the previous Space Jam with Michael Jordan, this is just a newer version of the old version. And it kind of brought back a reflection of me as a kid. And I enjoyed this movie a lot. If anyone, I saw a lot of people saying that there was reviews about they hated it or they didn't like it. And it's a kid's movie, so I don't know what they was expecting. I enjoyed this movie. I had a couple of laughs. The fact that they brought back everyone from the original Space Jam, just brought back memories as a kid. I believe the year the original Space Jam came out in 95. Am I correct?
Who did they bring back?
96, right? Yeah.
Who did they bring back?
Who did they bring back?
The cartoons.
The tunes, the Looney Tunes.
Well, of course they're gonna bring back the tunes. I thought you meant. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought so.
Well, and then I also enjoyed that they incorporated bringing all of Warner Brothers productions, which like they had Game of Thrones, they had movies from like The Matrix, which I enjoyed. That they had It also in there. They had a what was the movie with the Furby and the ones that was trying to
Gizmo.
Gizmo, yes. See, I was really happy about this movie, and I enjoyed every bit of it. I have no negative comment whatsoever, except for LeBron. And the good thing is, the only thing I have to say is LeBron is in his bag. He is definitely in his bag trying to get them coins. Everything has LeBron's name stamped on everything, from the shoes to the movie productions to his basketball to everything. And I honestly, I gotta applaud that man. I used to have my little negative feedback and negative comments on LeBron, but I can honestly say watching him as not only an athlete, but as like a businessman brought a whole new different side of my respect for him.
Should we go through the plot at all? I think we should explain the plot, right? No?
Yes. So you want me to explain it, or you got it?
I'll do it. All right. So Space Jam 2, A New Legacy. Basically, LeBron James's youngest son, it seems, who, I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing, sidebar. I don't know why he couldn't get his actual kids to be in this movie, but whatever. I know the oldest, I know Bronny couldn't be in it because he had like torn his MCL while they were during filming, so I guess he couldn't be in it. But it's just weird that he couldn't get like his actual kids to be in it. Anyway,
I mean, they're real actors, so I can get why he wouldn't put his kids in there. Plus, people probably would have something negative to say when it involves your family. You just never know. People are very weird in this world.
Yeah. Anyway, LeBron's youngest son is Dom, and he doesn't really want to.
Don Cheadle, yeah.
And he designs video games. So the Warner Brothers algorithm, played by
Algae Rhythm, Mr. Algae Rhythm,
wants LeBron to be a part of the Warner Brothers platform. LeBron rejects him, and basically, as sort of form of revenge, kidnaps Dom and forces LeBron to play a game for the fate of the world, essentially. And LeBron recruits the Looney Tunes to play this game against the Goon Squad, who are I believe.
Too many to name.
Thompson, Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis, Diana Taurasi, and I always fuck up this girl's name, but she's another WNBA star. So hilarity ensues.
Right.
I thought it was dope, man.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. What are you saying?
No, you go ahead. Go. I was gonna say the same thing.
No, I thought it was dope. I'm not gonna lie to you. The first like 5-10 minutes of it, I was like, I hate everything about this.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm out. I was like, I don't want.
What? Oh my god.
Because it just seemed like, why am I watching 2 hours of LeBron James be a bad father? And I was, once I kind of was like, you know what, this is a kids movie. Let me just fucking stop critiquing this like it's whatever. And funny moments, I enjoyed. A lot of the jokes they made at LeBron James' expense, like a lot of the line where Don Cheadle's talking to Dom, and he's like, it's not like your dad hasn't left before. He left Cleveland, left Miami, left Cleveland again.
Watch out, Lakers. Yeah.
I thought Don Cheadle was really good in it. He plays a really good villain.
Always.
I thought. All in all, I thought the movie was pretty good. Yeah.
Did you have intentions? Like, did any of you have intentions that it was supposed to be just as good as the first one, or did you guys go with an open mind?
Going in, I was like, I'm not
open mind.
Yeah, I'm not, because going in, I was like, I'm not gonna compare the two, because like it'd be unfair. Like, I was 11, 12 when the first Space Jam came out, so my mind is always gonna gravitate towards that, because that came out during my formative years. This is very different. Like, so in 20, 30 years or whatever it is, when who knows if there's another Space Jam, the kids that are watching this one are going to be like, well, that one's not going to be as good as this one or whatever. It's all about nostalgia. So I didn't want to compare the two. I thought it was, what I did like, I thought it poked a lot of fun in it. Like the Michael B. Jordan cameo was, I thought.
Yeah, that was funny. When Sylvester said that he found Michael Jordan. And it was like, you found Michael? And honestly, I did hear rumors that Michael Jordan was supposed to be in this film. So I didn't think that anything of it. So when Sylvester was like, I found Michael Jordan, and it was like, you found Michael Jordan? And then you see the shadow, the smoke, and then you just see Michael B. Jordan come out eating a box of popcorn. I was cracking up because I'm like, oh my God, hilarious. A good punchline real quick for that. I thought it was a good take right there. I thought that was fun to put that in.
The problem,
he was like, you couldn't get the Michael A. Jordan, you got Michael B. Jordan.
The problem I had was someone on Twitter had spoiled that for me. Like,
wow.
Well, I saw that coming, but I could see, if I hadn't known that, whatever that seems gonna happen. But all in all, I thought it was funny.
Graham, it's your turn.
So overall, I liked the movie. It was definitely funny, like you guys both pointed out. I did like the idea that Ron had in the beginning when he was picking his team. Iron Giant, King Kong. He really was on the wave of, with, like how you mentioned, the Warner Brothers productions. Had they been able to create a team with those like helpers and stuff like that, would have been dope.
Yeah.
What I didn't like about the movie was,
you didn't like something? Oh my God.
So, what I didn't like was the monstars, right? I don't know where these monsters came from. The spider, the snake, the owl, the water, fire. I thought those were really like corny. And then like the powers weren't stolen. Like this dude, Algae Rithm, straight up created his own time kind of guy, and I don't know, like it was a lot going on.
Well, that was a cheat code right there.
I'm gonna jump in. So Dame Time, the Dame Time is Damian Lillard's nickname.
Yes.
So he goes by Dame Time. a lot of the other things didn't totally make sense. The Klay Thompson one sort of made sense because his shot is wet and he gets on. He sometimes he gets hot.
Yeah.
So it's like I could see.
I could see. Yes, I could also, and we all watch basketball to know. So I did see some similarities on why they got the names the way they did. What's her name with the Kia or whatever, I forgot her name is, and I'm so sorry. With the spider and the ball, I think when she plays, I think they like nickname her something in that manner.
Yeah, I guess you could say I was hoping for somewhat similar, more similar, I guess, storyline. LeBron James was all about fundamentals in the beginning when he was coaching his sons on the basketball court with that specific move, in, out, back, shoot type of shit. And then I just wanted to see more magic. I don't think it was enough magic happening.
Really? What other magic could you suggest that you would like to see in the film?
I don't like the whole like upgrades and those jumping powers, and I don't know.
Well, you have to remember they were in his son's game. So the son created a game where it wasn't just about the regular basic basketball. It was, let me spruce this game up and make it more about having fun rather than, because remember, LeBron was like a little strict with him and his son playing basketball, that the son created this game where it's not so strict, where it's actually all about having fun, but also playing ball. So I got that part of like why why there's the little games and the magic that happened there. I just don't know what else you want to see there, because I thought that there was enough magic in that game.
I was mentioning to Stan earlier, I think they got to the plot so quick. There was no like tryouts for the tunes. It was just like straight up here, here they are. Everybody that played last time is here again. They went to far reaches of the world, the galaxy, to find them and stuff like that. I mean, I thought it was okay for the most part, but I don't know. I guess
you wanted to see them try out, but then that would have been like a repeat of the last film. So maybe they were just trying to stay away from the old film and bring something new to the newer film.
Remember in the original when he had that magic water?
Yeah, I thought they was gonna try to bring that back.
So they kind of did it when LeBron gave Bugs Bunny the pen and was like, "Let's do your thing. Let's have fun."
Yeah.
But I get it. I get it. It was a good movie. I laughed.
I liked it.
I definitely enjoyed it. I watched it with my kids, so
That's
we definitely
beautiful.
enjoyed watching it.
Did they laugh?
They was laughing at some parts.
That's good.
Yeah, it was cool.
I enjoyed this film. I would definitely, if I have kids in the near future, definitely show them both films and then let them tell me which one do they, which like the differences and the similarities that they like. But I did also as well go in here with an open mind of watching this film. And to be honest with you, I enjoyed it. And I was really, really upset when I first heard initially when this film was happening. Because I'm just like, why do we have to keep remaking films? Like, I feel like some things just don't need to be touched. I feel like not everything needs to be repeated. And I remember when it first was happening, I was so upset. But now I realize the production, the amount of effort and amount of work that that they put into this film, where it looked totally different from the first one. And also, of course, a little here and there of things from back in the past, but it really was a whole new film that I actually was impressed, because I really was, honestly, I went in there with an open mind, but I'm like, I swear to God, if I hate that, I swear to God, if I don't like this movie, I'm going to be really upset. But then I also have to think about it. It's for the kids. So I shouldn't be upset about a kid's movie regardless, because they made this for the kids specifically.
Fuck that. This is our childhood. What I don't agree with was the casting of LeBron James' agent. He wasn't funny.
Okay.
I didn't like him a bit.
Yeah, I didn't know why.
I didn't know what his purpose was. Like, what the fuck was he doing? I don't know. He wasn't
Meaning,
funny.
in what manner?
His entire focus was, oh, I lost LeBron.
Yeah, he lost LeBron. He couldn't explain shit, and then he lost the rest of the family.
Like, I didn't. Yeah, he didn't need to be in the movie.
Well, you have to blame the people who wrote the script, not him.
He didn't serve a purpose. He could have been deleted out the scene.
I mean, you know what? You're right, because it could have just been maybe like the security guard who looked more funnier than him.
Right.
Say like, yo, we lost LeBron.
Right.
I get it.
I think they should have switched roles.
I get it. Mm-hmm.
My man that did the sports commentator, what's his name?
Lil Al?
Lil Rel.
Yeah.
Lil Rel should have been the fucking manager, and that dude should have been deleted, and they should have had somebody else do the commentary. But
okay, I can see
another miss for Lil Rel. Lil Rel definitely should have played a major part in that scene. I think
very
he did
funny.
good. I would have wanted to
I've
see him more
liked
connected.
him. I remember when I first saw him in Get Out. That was the first time like I encountered him, and I've loved him since. I've legit fell in love with his comedy, and to see him on in this movie, it was funny. And I would definitely have to agree with you that the roles could have been reversed. Because I thought the security guard was more. If we're being talking about switching roles, I honestly thought the security guard was more funnier than the guy who lost LeBron too. So
right. Well, all in all, movie was good. What I did appreciate was LeBron's transitionings when he went to the different worlds and stuff like that. So his time spent in the Looney Tune world, I thought that was comical. But he was like, oh shoot, Bugs Bunny. Like I really like he knew who he was, whereas Michael Jordan didn't really know who was who. Like, what the hell? Bugs Bunny.
Right.
So
he was like Marvin the Martian.
So yeah, so that like LeBron is around our age, so
that's true too. How do you feel about them having the crowd, as in like some of the crowd was some of the films that we've watched and shows that we used to see as the crowd? Did you guys also enjoy that with the Game of Thrones and stuff?
Yeah, I definitely did like the audiences and the little Easter eggs that they put inside there with all the different characters. Definitely was a dope thing.
I thought it was kind of funny that like there were like you had like extras and background actors dressed as like so the mask and Game of Thrones characters.
Oh yeah.
But that's what I thought. I thought those were all produced by Warner Brothers.
Right. So
I know that Game of Thrones isn't Game of Thrones HBO though.
It's all under Warner Brothers though.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. They're all of those characters were produced under Warner Brothers.
What did you think of Granny? Having her little martini cocktails, and then she stole a show when she was just like, I'm gonna show him who's boss. With her little old, she said, I'm gonna hit him old school, and she gave him the old school moves.
remember, Tweety had a moment like that in the original one.
That's true. So this was her time to shine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so crazy because I the Matrix part I thought was funny too. Like everything in this movie, I have really nothing bad to say. Like he really did his thing, and I'm glad he took the time out to not only make something new, but also like for the older people, also bring back memories for us.
There was some older cats, a little bit too old, showing out wearing the whole Toon Stars.
Really?
Joins to the movie theater. I've seen a couple of pictures.
Oh, that's Instagram. So cool.
And they was way too old. Like
that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. It just goes to show you, like, no matter how old you are, there's still like you still got the kid in you.
What do you think about the soundtrack though?
I didn't hear it all.
I wasn't feeling it because it wasn't.
I didn't hear the whole soundtrack.
Wave your hands in the air. I was looking for something to jam to.
Yeah, Christina loves that song. Welcome to the Space Jam.
None of that.
Do your dance at the Space Jam. All
None of
right.
that was there. No, I missed that. I was looking for something to match the energy. None of
You
that
know
was
what?
there.
You're
But
right. I didn't hear what the intro for this would be.
Okay. This is what I've come to realize too about this movie. Is like the original Space Jam was a Looney Tunes movie with Michael Jordan. This was a LeBron James movie with the Looney Tunes.
Oh.
Like this was
I
like,
guess
the whole first like the whole intro, the opening credits of the movie is just like LeBron James's career. Like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
What?
whatever it is, what it is. But like, it just seemed like that's the one of the biggest differences I noticed. Like it was like, okay, here's this Looney Tunes universe in Space Jam in the first one, and then you have, Jordan's in it, Patrick Ewing's in it, Muggsy Bogues is in it, Charles Barkley's in it, and like here it's like there was really one scene with anybody besides any NBA player or WNBA player besides LeBron, and then they have basically had very little lines, and then they're the Goon Squad. And then it just, I'm not gonna call it propaganda per se, but it was like a lot of it was like the song that plays when Damian Lillard comes out as Dame Time or whatever. That's Damian Lillard rapping.
I didn't know that.
Oh, he bought his own music?
Yeah, he's a rapper.
I know he raps, yeah. I didn't know that part.
As soon as it came out, I was like, that's his voice. That's Damian Lillard rapping.
Oh, wow. I didn't even pay attention to that. You be catching like the smallest things, bitch. Thank God we got you for that, because I didn't catch that part.
Again, it's fine. It is what it is, but it just seemed like, all right, well, what is this really? What are we watching? It was just fine. I thought it was fine. I just, it also goes to show you, like, I think they tried to like push this like narrative, like with the old school, new school kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like the whole scene that I found funny, when it's like a flashback of LeBron throwing the Game Boy into the trash and things like. I don't believe for us. LeBron is a year younger than me. Like I think he and I are about the same.
I would never throw a Game Boy in the trash because I had a Game Boy.
There's no, and like
there's no way.
When he's like pretending to be like the out of touch dad that doesn't know about computers and video games and things like that. I was like, we're the same age. Like you.
Yeah, we are. Well, you are, because I'm not.
Right. LeBron probably I don't know, maybe he's different, but like I'm sure a lot of players in the NBA around his era, around his age, travel with Xboxes and PS4s and whatever it is. So like I thought it was a little forced when they were like, when he's trying to be like the put the screen time down, son, and blah blah blah, doing the dad jokes. I'm like,
mind you, we all know what it was like to have a Game Boy. I had to be. I'm still a tomboy, so I played with electronics as a kid. I never liked Barbie dolls, so I made sure like my mom or my grandmother was buying me all like the hottest electronics. So I not only did I have the original Game Boy, remember the case that you could have with your Game Boy,
the Game Boy,
and I had
Game
Boy Color, and I had Game Boy Color, the purple version. Or remember the old Game Boy. With the old Game Boy, you could have the satchel where you could carry it in the case. So I had the whole basically kit. So I already know that wasn't. I already know that wasn't cheap. So the fact that I saw a Game Boy go in the trash, it almost made me want to go in the trash and pick that out of there. Like, you crazy.
Yeah.
But I could get that. What you were saying, Stan. LeBron, I think he just was. This is another way of showing LeBron's childhood into a film.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I just little ticky tack things like that. Like it. Once I like I said, I was watching the movie. The first like 5-10 minutes, I was like, I don't know if I want this. I don't know if this is for me. And then once I kind of like put it in my head, I was like, for me. This isn't directed at me. This isn't for this. It's for kids, and kids will see this and they'll gravitate towards it and they'll like it. And I hope they do, actually. They do.
Cram's kids liked
you know,
it.
Did
Yeah,
you watch it with them?
Yeah, I watched it with them. They
That's
actually
so
knew
cute.
they knew about the movie, and I was like, "How you know about Space Jam? This is my childhood movie." And they knew.
Wow, that's impressive.
They're also not your average 6-year-olds. They surf a lot of YouTube.
Nice. That's very, yeah, kids know everything off of YouTube. I can't tell you, like, they know more than I know when it comes to like the social world of like YouTube, TikTok, and all that stuff. I'm still learning to this day. But kids are the future, so there you go. Would you like to see more of our childhood films in the near future be redone or recreated?
No.
No. This is where like people really should stop doing this, right?
I agree. Just leave it.
But that's my thing. Like, remember when they was trying to do
They erased our childhood. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
but
it's
fine. I've been seeing this trending video about Toy Story and Woody's foot not saying Andy but saying Bonnie. I'm just like, whatever.
And the first Toy Story?
Yeah, so remember Andy had those toys, and when he went to college, he gave them to Bonnie, his sister. But if you go to Universal Studios or wherever, like Disneyland and shit like that, and you go to the toy store, all the Toy Story characters, have Bonnie on the bottom of their.
So now we probably know that they're probably gonna continue the legacy of Toy Story with Bonnie taking over. It kind of makes sense, though.
They're just erasing our childhood. That's what I'm saying.
They really, you know what? It kind of makes sense, but I swear to God,
5 Toy Stories though.
And we know that they changed Mr. Potato Head now. You know,
he's not even Mr.
He's not even Mr. Potato Head. He's just called Potato Head. So it's like,
because he's unisex.
Yeah, because they want Mr. Potato Head to be unisex now. So now you can't even call him Mr. Potato Head. But I'm like,
and even in the last movie, he had on Mrs. Potato Head's clothes, like.
Right. So but as a kid, we've known him as Mr. Potato Head, and there's a Mrs. Potato Head. And that's where when I heard that being changed, I was so upset, because it's like, how are you gonna try to change history with what we grew up with? I get that we're trying to be equal and trying to make this where, you know, we're not trying to be differences with sex, but it's just like, we grew up with this. He's always been known as Mr. Potato Head and always had a wife.
That's the new age. The new age.
Right. Somebody needs to take away that writer, whoever decided to say, you know what, let's just not call him Mr. Potato Head. So it's like you guys erased the kids too, because they had kids. So you erased the little kids that he had, and now you just want to call Mr. Potato Head. I mean, now you just want to call it Potato Head. So what happens to the wife? What happens to the kids? You know what I'm saying? What are you going to say? They were adopted. Now you're just going to rewrite the whole story. This is where I have a problem with sometimes this, you know, because
the movies, they made too many sequels to that one. I would say.
I mean, I could get the Bonnie version. That's super cute, but don't change don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Just keep things the way they are. If you want to add a new character and stuff like that, but don't change what we grew up on.
Andy got old, and that's it. The toys then ran away and had.
But see, I can deal with that, because that's what happened with us. We're older. We're adults. We still will watch a Toy Story film no matter what.
I would.
So, but don't erase characters that we grew up on. That's when I found out that they did that, I was really pissed off about that.
I just looked this up. Apparently, it's not just the movie. There's no more Mr. Potato Head. Just the company itself. Hasbro Toys is just going. It's just Potato Head.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, I don't have a problem with whatever, making them gender neutral.
That's what I
It's a
said.
potato. Like at the end of the day, let's kind of scale back and be like, hey, it's just a potato. Like it's not that big a deal. I don't if we need to if, I don't
But he played such a great role in the original film. Remember, he had to put his angry eyes on.
And that's what I'm saying.
You forgot your angry eyes. Remember that? Like you can't do that with a potato head.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know what new gender person decided to just switch that and make it just like unisex. So it's just like you just erased everything from people's childhood who grew up on a Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head with kids.
They might try to do that shit with Pac-Man.
Yes, they tried to do that with Pac-Man.
They really?
So since the 60s now, you guys are trying to change Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man. Is that what y'all trying to do? Like, come on. There's got to be, that's where, and this is where sometimes people might be a little sensitive. We're too sensitive in this world when it comes to certain things.
You can't say shit.
You can't say anything. And somebody needs to just, if you do, you're canceled. Like if you do, you're canceled.
Cancel culture is real.
But I honestly, with that part, is just like, so you're telling me since the 60s, since our parents were playing Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man, that you guys are just gonna go, it's just Pac-Man? Pac-Man is the one person. Then they had Mrs. Pac-Man. So Pac-Man was the man and Mrs. Pac-Man was his missus. So it's like, you're just gonna make it just Pac-Man? You can't keep doing that. That pisses me off. It really does piss me off when it comes to the neutral, gender neutral thing. I'm all for that to a certain extent when it comes to things that people have grown up on. You can't change that. And why would you?
Yeah.
Like, why would y'all choose certain things that people grew up on to change? Like, I'm all for change, but why are you changing things that's been here for years?
It's the new, they're trying to match the times. You gotta match the time.
You still can match the time. You know how you can match the time? Create a new movie with the still same characters and then switch up whatever the writers are. You know how you could change up the time? Still keep the same characters of a video game and switch up the levels of the game. I mean, that's the only part that I feel so passionate about, because it's just like, why are y'all trying to erase people's history?
You got new developers creating these movies. It's not the same old people that we grew to love and all that stuff. So,
but I don't have a problem with that.
We gotta expect it. We gotta expect it moving forward.
I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with them trying to change characters, actors, actresses.
What you said is all about the money.
What did you say?
All it is, it's all about money. It's all about money. They're just trying to, with anything, they're trying to appeal to as many people as possible. They don't care about how you grew up or how I grew up. It's all about reaching the most amount of people as possible. They don't even care about those people. They're just trying to say, okay, this is how you identify, we're gonna appeal to you. This is how you identify, we're gonna appeal to you. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. What I would say is, personally, I rather than I don't care if you want to change whatever, make Mr. Potato Head a fucking peach for all I give a shit. I don't care. The point is, as long as I, can if I have kids, I'll show them how what I think I want them to see.
Right.
If you have show your kids what you think they should see. At the end of the day, as long as we all respect each other, I think that's what matters. It's like I said, same thing with Space Jam. We grew up, with Space Jam. The way we I tell jokes on stage about how Jordan basically emasculated Muggsy Bogues in the playoffs, and then put him in Space Jam a couple years later. Like, I tell those jokes now, and people don't.
Wow,
get
you're still holding on to that grudge.
A fucking midget on national TV. It was hilarious. But like the point is, I do these jokes now. I did that joke the other night. Like, nobody knows who these people are, so it's kind of up to us to be like, to hold on to those memories a little bit, but also realize that kids growing up aren't gonna understand the things that we grew up with. So it is what it is. Like at the end of the day, these corporations, they don't give a shit. It's all about money.
It's all
Right.
about the money. It's all about
I'm
the
showing my
money.
kids everything that I ever watched as a kid, and then I'm telling them exactly what I feel like. And then you guys can decipher what you want to decipher. But I'm letting y'all know that is Mr. Potato Head. That is Mrs. Potato Head. That is Mr. Pac-Man. And that is Mrs. Pac-Man.
I will say one thing in regards to like the remakes. Lion King was the only one that I was pleased with.
The new one or the old one?
The new one, the remake.
Okay. Because they kept everyone the same?
They kept it the same. All they did was change the voices.
Didn't they add?
Huh?
Didn't they add songs?
They added songs, yeah, but the
He's talking
storyline,
about character-wise, is that they didn't change anyone. They kept everyone as is.
It was just a remaster.
I get it. I just feel like you gotta pick and choose when to change things and when to just leave shit alone. And not everything needs to be, oh, let's just make this gender neutral so that we don't have any controversy. People are still gonna watch the film regardless. They were watching it before, so why wouldn't they watch it now? They were watching Mr. Potato Head when your kids was born, so why wouldn't they watch it now?
Social media.
Right. I wish some of this would burn in hell. Social media needs to burn in hell sometimes when it comes to certain things.
I give this movie a gallon of Dippin' Dots, an ice cream gallon tub of Dippin' Dots.
I give it a gallon. I enjoyed this movie. Stan?
I'm giving it a decent sized bowl.
Wow. Not even a gallon?
Uh,
It sounds like you wasn't impressed with this film.
No, it was fine. It was fine. I didn't hate it. I didn't. I saw it. I don't think. Here's the thing. I can watch. Space Jam comes on right now. I'm gonna watch.
Yeah.
It.
Okay.
The entire goddamn.
The original.
It's on HBO right now.
Right. It is on HBO right now.
I need to see this new Space Jam anymore. I think I got it. All right.
Right.
Cool. It was.
So,
I would definitely rewatch the original.
I love LeBron, but
if I had to choose like which Space Jam, if someone said, "Oh, like which Space Jam would you choose?" I would definitely go with the original more than the newer version, of course, for sure. But it's like, yeah, I'm on the same page with Stan. Like I could watch Space Jam maybe 2 times.
Remember, Michael Jordan done changed careers. He changed careers in the middle. 3 careers Michael Jordan changed in Space Jam.
Yeah.
I
could watch Space Jam original maybe like 2-3 times a week. And I'm kind of good with watching Space Jam, the new legacy, maybe 2 times out of the month or so with my niece or nephew.
And Michael Jordan, it was the same intro for Michael Jordan. Now that I think of it.
Was it?
Well, they kept a little
from North Carolina and his dad in the driveway in the garage, and him retiring. They went through his whole career.
So they kept a couple of things from the original. He wasn't playing
basketball no more. And they took him when he was playing baseball, and they snatched him when he was playing golf.
Correct.
He was playing golf.
Right. So it was similar, but I think the focus more so was on the Looney Tunes versus the ball player in the original. But it worked.
And I also think the message in the film was to just let people be who they want to be, let them do what they want to do instead of like being molded into something.
Retirement and play ball again.
Yeah, and don't try to pressure your kids into being like you. Let your kids make the decision into being who they want to be. Whatever creative thing they want to do or whatever sport they want to play, just let them be instead of you trying to mold them into you, because they'll never be you.
But it's going to be a continuous cycle. We saw that with his dad. LeBron's dad did to him, so he did it to his son, and so on and so on. That's just the life cycle.
Right.
Did LeBron grow up with his dad? I thought he didn't grow up with his dad.
I don't know.
I don't think he grew up with his dad.
I don't recall LeBron. He has a stepdad, but he doesn't have I've never really heard too much about his real dad.
supposedly there's a story that kind of circulated years ago that his dad was like this like uber athlete, played in the NBA, but nobody knows who it was. There's also, not to make this kind of fucked up, but like his mom,
his mom was sleeping with the NBA player. We know.
No. I'm talking not just him, but like his mom slept with a lot of people. That's all I'll say.
Where did you hear? I'm not gonna ask who, but
what?
When did you hear that?
About Delonte West or about the other?
No, Delonte West I know about, but I never heard about LeBron's mom getting around the whole court.
A few years ago, like, supposedly there was like this report. They were like, this is who LeBron James' biological father could have been, based on.
And who did they say?
I forgot who it was. It was like, it wasn't somebody that was like.
we're gonna have to look this up.
You can Google that.
We should Google that. Our audience should Google that too, and let's find out like the truth in that, because that's so true. We know so much about LeBron, but we really don't know about his father. Not one. That's a good secrecy right there. That's very private, very confidential. That we know so much about this athlete, but we don't know nothing about his father.
If you Google it, it says his dad is a guy named Anthony McClellan. That's who they say.
Wow.
Apparently he was like this like crazy like great like athlete back in the day, and
right,
and all types of shit. So
interesting.
All right, so what do we? Let's move on. What are we watching for next show? I know.
What are we watching for next show?
We mentioned The Hunt, which is recently added to.
And watch The Hunt.
I haven't seen it yet, but I saw it pop up.
I've seen it, but I can watch it again.
I've never seen it, so.
There's also somebody reached out to me that listens to the podcast, and they were like, we should review this. It's on Netflix. I think it's called America the Movie or something like that. What America? I think it's called America the Movie. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet, but it says I think it's a comedy. The description says a chain-wielding George Washington teams with beer-loving bro Sam Adams to take down the Brits in a tongue-in-cheek riff on the American Revolution. It came out in June.
Interesting.
All right, let's give it a shot. We'll do a double whammy next year.
All right, so you guys want to give The Hunt a try?
The Hunt
Let's either do The Hunt or America the Motion Picture.
America the Movie, if that's the most recent one, we could do that. We could also just give a little take on The Hunt, little snippet. What's so funny is when Stan said, "Yo, I today," when he was in the chat with Stan, when you said, "Yo, I just watched this movie called The Hunt," Space Ghost always got to be
he didn't watch it yet.
Downer. He didn't watch it yet. He goes, "That movie's old." I'm like, damn, like, can't we just say like, damn, can't we just say like, okay, let's watch it? You got to be the Debbie Downer about that movie's old. Okay, even if it is old.
It's not even a year old.
I remember seeing the trailer somewhere, and I was like, "Ooh, this looks interesting." But I was like, "I'm not going to pay to see it."
And Hilary Swank is in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm willing to give that a go. All right. So America the Movie, is that what it's called, Stan, as America the Movie?
America the Motion Picture.
All right, so I'm with it. And it's new?
Came out in June.
Oh yeah, so let's do both. We'll give a full take on America the Movie, and then we'll give a little snippet of The Hunt. And since Space Ghost saw The Hunt, then he can give his commentary on that too.
He didn't see it yet.
I thought he said he saw The Hunt because he tried to tell Stan it was old.
I seen it, and I came at him like, "Hey, if you didn't see it, watch it. It's good."
Oh, okay, cool. He just got to say the movie's old. He's just got to be the negative Nancy in the crew.
Let's get a thumbnail.
Thumbnail. Of what? Oh, a thumbnail of the. Got you. 1, 2, 3.
Who's taking it?
Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna get in the shower.
Here's my thumbnail.
We already
Watch
did
Space Ghost put some ugly picture of me. The other last week, I was so disappointed. Why would he put my picture like all the way up here like this? Like my forehead was all the way up here like this. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. If you missed Space Ghost, he has a show this Saturday, you guys. Also, him and Shampoo have a show this Saturday. Starts at 8 in Brooklyn. Very super proud of him. And if you want to tune in, see if you can still get some tickets. I know they did sold out, but when there's a will, there's a way. You never know. Anyway, so tune in. You know what to do. Follow, like, and subscribe. Leave your comments, any suggestions you want on the movies, and also on our reviews. You can find Stan at Funny Man Stan, Cram at It's Cram, It's Nels, and Space Goes. See you next week.